Welcome back, guys, to another live stream. My name's Mike, aka Decimal Punked, and we are back in Blender 5.2.0. For those of you that have been following the past few modelling streams, I've been making assets for an organiser style game, and essentially we're going to be making a couple of new assets this evening. I've got to apologise, I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I choked before stream, so yeah, if there's a bit of throat clearing, that's why. So what we're going to make is we're going to make a ream of A4 paper, and I want to put a texture on that. So essentially we'll be dipping into Photoshop to make the texture. We're going 512 by 512, and then we're going to be making something else that's new, which I'm quite excited about. It's going to be using the shrink wrap modifier, which I've not used before, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with the A4 ream of paper. And what we're going to do, guys, hold on. Once we've modelled the shape, what's going on? I've got a sore throat. I choked before stream, but welcome to the stream, RP. I hope you're well. Right, so we're going to do A4 ream. Now, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try and do multiple colours. I just need to decide. I think potentially white might be the best option. Yeah, white with Thing is, I can always change this if I if I don't like it. Anyway, let's get to it. So we're going to do a cube, scale it down, turn on X-ray. We're going to move this up, and then go to face mode, cursor selected, and then origin to cursor. Fucking hell, my throat. Welcome to the stream, guys. Right, if we have the human reference in, I think that's about right for a ream of paper. That feels about right for a ream of paper, definitely. Okay. Alright, so here is the ream. So the shape of it is fairly simple. Basically, the sides are gonna stay as they are, but with this one I'm gonna see how triangulate looks. Okay. Oh, it's going to be tricky, isn't it? I basically need to do a diagonal cut. I need to do a diagonal cut. and then split that into 2 tries. So essentially we just need one going straight down there. And we don't want to cut the entire thing in 2. I mean, if we just put the cut in and then we can align it. I'm really sorry about the throat, guys. I've kind of choked on a drink, and it's fucked my throat up a little bit. So sorry. That didn't work. Welcome to the stream, Binary. Right, so we're making a ream of paper at the moment. So essentially what we do is we'll do another cut there to there, and then one from here to here roughly. And then we basically just extrude this face forward, extrude these 3, but this one would be more. Yeah, it's a pain in the arse, dude. I had a drink and it went down the wrong hole, and I've got like a hiatus hernia as well, so like it's just I have problems with the throat sometimes, and just not nice, dude. So if something goes down the wrong hole, I'm just like kind of clearing my throat for a little while after that. So apologies if it becomes noticeable. Okay, right. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna get our verts and scale Z0. I think they should be aligned. I think. Scale Z0. Right, and then what we're going to do, if we just snap by vertex, oh, you bellend. Sorry, I forgot to. GZ, GX, GZ, GX. Okay. And then for these ones, we're gonna go GX on that. So we're just basically mirroring the back here. Okay, so if we come out of there, we've now got our sections. Okay, so we're going to actually no, yeah, if we extrude and we want to do it by like the smallest amount, so if we go 0.0015, 0.0015, so it's got a bit of, yeah, 0.0015. Wait, what bits did I just do? Extrude 0.0015. There we go. And then what we want to do is just extrude this face out a tiny bit more. So we'll just go, if we go 0.0015, 0.0015, and then 0.0015. So basically, that's the ream of paper. Okay. Fairly straightforward. I'm just going to hide the paper clips. Okay, so it's 84 tries. So that's all I needed. So now, what we need to do is make the texture. So it's been a little while since I've done this. So if anyone watching sees me doing something wrong or sees me struggling, do feel free just to hop in and say, should be doing this, should be doing that, or whatever. So we're in Photoshop. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a white background. So this is 512 by 512. And essentially we just want to have a block. So essentially one part is going to say Forest World and then the other part will be it's like A4. So I'm just trying to think how to do this actually. Bear with me. It's tricky. Let's just go to text and type in A4. I think if we just go black and then we want a font that's just standard. The problem is I have got so many fonts, guys. I've got a ridiculous amount of fonts. That'll do. That's a nice Abrima. That's a nice size. I don't like that, the way that 4 is though. Let me just hide the thing. Sorry guys, this is going to be... we just want to get the right font and then we'll be able to bring it into Blender. Source Sans 3 looked a good one. Myriad Pro, that's quite a nice readable one. Myriad Pro, let's go with that. Okay, so we're going to move this, if I just put that there. And then we'll duplicate this one. Let's just move that up there. And this is Forest World. And then we'll shrink that down. So this bit is basically the logo. And I think we do have a tree in the custom shapes. Leaf trees, here we go, perfect. Not sure if I like that one. It's got leaf trees, and then there's another one called leaf trees. I think I prefer that one. So what we're going to do is, I'm hoping I'll be able to delete that. No. So we're going to need to rasterize that. But before I do that, let's get it into position. Right, and then what we're going to do is rasterize. And then we're going to crop this, probably to about there. And then I kind of want to get rid of that bit of the tree. There we go. And then we're going to shrink it down. Bear with me, guys. Tell you what we'll do. Let's pixelate this. I think it's no, not fragment. I think it's mosaic. Okay. Right, so essentially, let's just do the same for that one. Just trying to think how to do this, because obviously in the texture, I remember when you unwrap the UVs and then you select the area. If we go back into Blender, basically we've got this one face, but in this section here is where we want the A4. That's tricky, isn't it? Because the whole thing is going to be white. All of this ream is going to be white, and then on the top I wanted A4 to be there. So we'd have A4 and then paper. So this bit would have A4, and then the top bit would have A4 and then paper beneath it. It's tricky. I'll tell you what we'll do. If we move this one here, I put that there, I am so sorry about the throat, guys. Forest World. Now, should that be central, or should it be... I think it looks better like that, where it's on the same... the bottom of the tree is kind of the same thing. Right, so we've got A4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this. Duplicate it. And then move that up. And if I have this as... Let me just have a quick look at how others have... just looking at some reference images of reams of paper just for the front. It's very tricky, isn't it? Because this will be at the top, and then in the middle, I want 500 sheets. This is what I mean. It's like, how do we... If this is the texture, I know when we split the UVs, we're going to have one big rectangle. So this all kind of needs to... it needs to fit on one section. So what I might do is move the A4 into the corner there. And then, can you see here, if I try and get the texture, maybe... Actually, if it's like that, let's try that. Just go put that down to 20. But I'll keep this here with the intention of... I've got a better idea. Hold on. You'll see. Because I know the face this bit is going on, we can have that there and just rotate the face, because if you look at the ream, the face the A4 bit's going on is right here. So essentially what you want is the A4 bit here with the white surrounding it. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. So now we can adjust this accordingly. So so let's get this. We're going to put this about there, and we're going to something like that. And then this And then if we duplicate that, bring that across here, and then we can put in 500 sheets. And then if we get the sheets and the size and just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is going to need to come down a tad, so we do 13. Do 13 on that as well. Still a bit large. There we go. And then get that aligned with that one. Okay, and then we're going to move this across so it's kind of pretty much central. So remember guys, essentially what I've selected there, this is going to be that top face of the thing. So we're now going to just do a line. We'll make it, oh, no stroke, sorry. So we're just going to make a line. Make it 2 pixel thickness. And then we will scale that down so it's kind of why am I not seeing the... I have got the grid. I think that's about right. That one looks about right. I'll come out of there, turn that back on. Okay, so we need to bring it down to maybe 1.5. Let's try 1. I want that apple tree to be even more there we go. I might actually change the font for Forest World, because that's kind of like the brand name. We'll be jumping back into Blender in just a second, guys. Let me just try and find something suitable. that's kind of brandy looking. There's something about that I like. No, what are you thinking, Mike? That looks shit. Where was the one that I said it looked like good? Fuck's sake, there are so many fonts. It's like a sweet shop. I don't like that font. Sorry, guys. Fuck. Fucking hell, what is the fonts doing? It's drabbing out. That'll do. I think what we need to do is put it in a... Right. Give me one sec. Okay. Right. Okay. Right, this is going to be a challenge. Right, so we haven't got anything in there, so we need to go new. 512 by 512. I can't remember. There we go. Oh, I need to go into the shading, don't I? And then... texture, wasn't it? There we go. Okay. So what we need to do... Right, so basically this one needs to kind of go there. This one... Right, the ones that are just white can be white, okay? So this one here that I've highlighted and that one, sorry. So these two UVs that I've highlighted are the ones that we need. Everything else can be white. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of those and then we're going to deselect that one and that one. Scale 0. And just put them there. So they should be white. So now Wait, where was that? What the fuck? Ah, I need to mark the seams. Thanks for the spam view, Sky. Right, now we're in business. What do you reckon, guys? That's not too bad, is it? What do you reckon? Just for a simple ream of paper. So we'll see how large that texture is. It's only 13 kilobytes. It's 512 by 512. I mean, it can always be changed. Like, if we're not happy, like, it's not just me, there's another artist, my friend, so you know, the texture, the asset. I think the asset itself is fine. Well, yeah, it's just, I mean, everything's central. Little muck-up logo. Okay. What I want to do, I'm not going to open... Let's think about this. If we have a white one... shall we have some multicolored ones? Just wondering if we should have some coloured versions. Because obviously this can also be put down to A3 or A5. We can shrink these down. So we've got this A4 asset, right? But if we wanted to do A5, that's basically... Hold on. Yeah, A5 is half of A4. And then if we do is A6, half of A5. Yeah. When you cut A4 in half across its long side. So essentially, if we're to scale this, scale Y 0.5, that would be A5. So yeah, we've basically got an A4 ream there. So if we want to do if you wanted to do A5, if we, for example, duplicated that and then scale Shift Z 0.5, that is basically A5 size. So I'm just trying to think how we could do this, because it would be nice to have 5 different colors of this. So if you had white and then let's try that. Let's create another variant. And we'll duplicate that. I'll call this yellow. Ugh, that's garish. Or garish. Chuck some colours in chat, guys. What colours do you think we should go for? And no weird shit. Obviously, this logo and the font is, you know, it can be changed at any point. I'm getting a pain in my hand. Right, so let's export as PNG. We'll call this a nice blue is my pref with light. I wanted to keep the font the same colour consistently across the board binary. I didn't want to mix the logo. I didn't want to chop and change the colour of the logo for the different fonts. I mean, if we have it as, obviously, for this one, black on white, it's a no-brainer. You can't have white on white. It will be invisible. So we could try white. I think white would be a good choice, actually. Customizable in engine. Are you talking Blender or Unreal? Like I say, I'm just putting together something so we've got some new assets. And like I say, this is it's just playing around with the textures, really. And it's hard picking fonts. I'm not a graphic designer, so, you know, you can go wrong with it, but as a temporary thing, like I say, we can change this at any stage. Like, I've got the framing of the texture correct, I feel. As you can see in here, it fits nicely, so just a temporary thing, liable to change. Right, so we'll do orange. What colour did you suggest? Blue. Let's do a blue one. I'm blue, abba-dee ba doo die, boo da boo dee da boo die, I'm blue. What colour blue? Ugh. Cyan? Something like that. If I go any more saturated than that, I think it will look a bit garish on the eyes. And people might have a fit. A colour fit. Okay, so we've got white, orange, blue. How about a nice purple? What are we thinking to purple? I don't like the bright ones. I feel the bright ones is too ugh. Whereas a darker tone is much nicer on the eyes. Right, last colour. I'll let you guys pick. What would you like it to be? Drop a colour in chat, guys. Oh, let me get up. I need to get up the chat for what's it called? YouTube chat, because we get chatters from YouTube, but we can't see their chat, which is quite annoying. Let me just get it up. Hey Mad, welcome to the stream. Sorry if I've missed your message. I'm just getting the YouTube chat. I do apologise for missing your comment if you're still there. Right, has anyone got a colour they want to pick? Drop a comment. This is viewer interaction, guys. You decide. Anyone? Right, no one's dropped another colour, so I'm just gonna pick one, unless you wanna. Ugh. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that shade of green. I like it darker, less garish. It's a funny word that when you say it, garish or garish. It's garish. Green. Right, this is going to be the fun time. Right, so what we're going to do is save the Photoshop. We're going to open Blender. And what we should now be able to do is, if I was to dupe that, the UVs should be the same. We rename that to, let's go green. And then cancel. Yeah, baby! Look at that! Oh no! Bell end. Guys, do you know how we can clear a thingy from here? Does anyone know how we can... You see on here, we've got A4 ream, green, white, and then A4 ream. Do we know how we can kind of remove one from that? Does anyone know? Like, how do we remove that? How can you remove it? Right, so for green, we're going to copy that and rename this to green. So now we have white and green. It's quite exciting, this. Right, so if I do the same again, if we duplicate and then rename this to, say, purple, and I go on here, click that, purple, and then okay. Now, the reflectiveness, that's not going to be reflective, so I say the roughness should be 1. I mean, actually, let's go 0.7. I like this song. We'll go 0.7, guys. Right, so we've got purple, green, and white. So we're going to dupe and then rename this to blue. So I click on blue, duplicate that, blue, open, and the other one was orange. And the reason why we're not having to fuck with the UVs is because this shape, the unwrapping is the exact same. It's the same model. The only thing we're changing is the texture. So the UV unwrapping, because we've duplicated from one fucking hell, one you know, unwrapped UV. That's why we're able to do this. So what were we doing? Orange, orange, orange. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Orange. Copy that. Lovely stuff. Love it. It's quite exciting, this. So A5 is half of A4, guys. So when it comes to making an A5 variant, because you would have in a shop, you have, well, you've got all bloody sizes really. You've got A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It goes smaller than that, but I'm thinking maybe if we had A4, A5 and A6. And literally to recreate those, it's a piece of piss. Like, all we'd need to do is essentially half this model. Not scale it down. Essentially, from the top, A5 is half. So if you think about it, it's tricky. You basically just scale it on the Y 0.5, but then the texture, the UVs might be a bit iffy. Well, it should be alright actually. Or if you were to, I'm just trying to think the best way to do this. Because it's just another rectangle, but you don't want to adjust the actual physical size of it. You just want to cut it in half. But because it's still a rectangle, like the texture thing's going to be the same. I might be overcomplicating this. But what we'll do is we'll leave that there. That's 5 more assets. It doesn't need any more detail than that. It's literally just the thing there. So we've got 5 new assets ready to be exported for Game Engine. Now, we'll leave that like that. And I'm going to try and make another prop. Now, this is essentially a stylish pen, but in one of those packaging. So, you know when you go into a shop and you've got like a stationery shop and you'll have lots of different pens, maybe a singular expensive pen in shrink wrapping plastic with a cardboard back. That's what we're going to try and make next. So it should be it should be fairly straightforward. Yeah. Does anyone want to come up with a mock-up name for a brand for a fancy pen while I'm modelling? And we can use that as the packaging and part of the packaging. So guys, feel free if you've got any silly suggestions, but clean ones, not rude ones. A fake mock-up name for a pen brand. And while you're doing that, what am I going to call this? Sealed pens. I'm just going to send this to my friend. I always send my buddy that I'm making this game with, I always send him updates, pictures. Right, well, I like that. I like that, bro. That's a really good name. That's fucking brilliant, bro. I love it. Okay. Right, what we're doing, we are going to make, let me just get the human ref in. So we're going to save the project. Right, so we're going to be... One sec. Right, so if we're making a pen... Probably go for a cylinder. Okay. RX90. Right, so we're going to get the rough shape down. Oh god, I'd say that's about right. Let me just get up a reference picture of a stylish pen. Perfect. Oh, that's a bit fucking expensive. 1,500 for a fucking pen. Is that a joke? Which bellend would pay that? that's the question you got to be asking. Right. I've got some reference pictures of pens. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one cut about there, one cut about there, and then for the other bit it's probably about there. Fuck's sake. Oh, that's a fucker, isn't it? There you go, fancy pen. That's a bit too fucking big. Right. Let's scale that down. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, right? Essentially, what we're going to be doing is taking this pen, and then we're going to be doing two other things. We need the cardboard back with a texture, and then you've got the shrink wrap, but I don't know. Let's just trying to think how to do this. So I can put the colours on the texture that I want the pen to be. I can have the 5 different colours in a section of the image, but then for the texture, right, well, we're going to have that on one part of the image, and then as for the shrink wrap material, like the whole thing needs to be combined into one object, so I don't quite know how that's going to work. Like, how is that going to work? Because it's essentially going to be 3 different things combined into one object, but each of them needs to have their own materials. Anyone got any ideas on that? I don't think I've really done that before. Because I don't want to go ahead and make loads of materials in Blender now for this pen. Do the cardboard bag. project UV from view. Well, the problem is it's gonna it's got let me make the other bits and you'll see what I mean. It's yeah, I don't think you understood. It's fine, dude. Right, let me make the other bits. So right, so essentially that's the cardboard back. Thank you, Cabretti. Thank you, bro. Much love. Much love. Right, now what we need to do is do the hang tag. Um, oh, fucking hell, what am I doing? Essentially, we just want bro, what? There we go. Um, We'll just need to put a hole through the middle. So, if I just take... I'd rather do a Boolean. I'd rather do a Boolean cut for a nice hole. Isn't there a way... Yeah. What the fuck has gone on there? There we go. Hey, we got it. GG, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Okay. And then this. We need one nice cut. Actually, no. There's a bisector. What the fuck, bro? Bisect? Oh, what a shitty tool. Sorry, guys. Okay. Right. KAC. I've done the cut. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Right, this is the tricky thing. Krabetti, I'm not sure if you're watching when I was talking about this. Essentially, this component that I'm working on at the moment, it's essentially a sealed pen in a packet with shrink wrap. So this this cube in the background is the thin cardboard that will have the brand name along the left. Okay? And then the idea is this bit here. Let me just get up some pictures, bear with me. It's essentially 3 different batches of images, right? This highlighted object is going to be, it's going to have a texture, as this face here needs to have the what's it. What I might do, I'm just I'm just wondering if I should. Right, didn't know that. Yeah, so my question is, I'm going to be doing a shrink wrap modifier. I've not used it before, but I found a video on how to do it. And essentially, we've got this object, and then the shrink wrap itself, which are 3 separate things. I then need to combine those 3 objects into one object as an asset. And I'm like, how is that going to work with each object having their own materials? That's the bit that's I'm not stressed about, I'm just a bit concerned about. Let me try this shrink wrap anyway. I'm just looking at some reference pictures. Just have 3 materials. What, to the different UVs? I'm just wondering if I should do a a cut across here. I just feel like with the geometry of that, I mean this top one's okay, that's in quads. What the fuck did I just do there? Right, okay, cool. Maybe if you're kind enough, if you see any problems I'm struggling with, maybe you could point me in the right direction. Let me give the pen its materials. Yes, yeah. All right, let's do the pen then. So SM sealed pen black. So right, okay, got ya. I got ya. Yeah, fingers crossed. That should work nicely. Right, so that's the metallic part. So look at that! I made a pen! Hey, I like that. Okay. Hey, Nan, welcome to the stream, bro. Oh, I like my pen. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Okay. Right, so that is the materials for the pen done. Now this one... Okay, so I've got a picture up of some... This is going to be interesting, isn't it? How am I going to do this one? I need to think of the colouring. What I might do is I might go for... What's a good combination with yellow? What colour is good against yellow? If I go for... Yeah, is it yellow and blue? That's normally a good combo, isn't it? So, essentially, this section, we can have the brand... What was it that RP said? Rightwell. So, we'll have Rightwell going down here. And then... We need a colour... that would go up here, maybe up to the top of the cardboard. Oh, it's tricky. I'm just looking at pictures. My friend went and did a bit of a recce of a local stationery store. purple. Purple colour for what part, Cabretto? I'm a little bit nervous. Alright, let's just do it. Yellow and purple, really? Okay. Yellow text on purple background or purple text on yellow? Oh, really? But the brand colour of, I'm looking at packaging at the moment from a Recce, and the branding is consistent across. It's the same colour for the font brand on the same colour background. So it's very tricky. Let me just let me try something. Let me try something. What was it called? RP? Right, well. We're gonna need a background. Let me just so we've got there we go. Actually, I can actually have this. Why am I rotating it? I can actually have it as it is. I can rotate the UV. Right, well. Alright, let's get a good font for this. Yeah, you're referring to a color atlas, aren't you? I don't mind doing individual textures because not every asset in our game is going to have textures on it. It's just going to be plain materials. It's only a select few at this stage that are going to have textures. So I don't mind just taking the time just to make these individual textures. Right, you were saying purple, dude. Ooh. I think it's the font I don't like. What are we thinking to that purple? That's the grid, the guidelines, Anon. Just to help. Sorry, guys. Just to help with aligning things. Right, well, or is that's not too... Oh, I've got so many fonts. You can do a slant. Essentially, an atlas, a color atlas is... It's, the problem, right, the problem for me with an atlas, Cabretti, is... For my pen, for example, the silver parts I want to be shiny. I don't want the body to be the same shininess. And when you do an atlas, when you do an atlas, I don't think you can have that control over it, can you? I'm not sure about those colours, dude. Yes, that's what I did for my reams. I've got these reams of paper, and I just changed the texture between them, the colour on the texture. Right, we're going to be jumping into Unreal soon. I just want to get this colour sorted. How about that? Right, well. Right. I think I need to look into that offline. Yeah, I'm sure it can. Like I say, at this stage, I'm just whacking together the asset, and when it comes to optimizing the textures, like you're suggesting, I can do that like a little further down the line. At the moment, I'm just trying to whip together assets that we can use in the game, whilst I'm getting it up and running. And then as for optimizing the textures, whether that's Texture Atlas or whatnot, you know, to cut down the materials, I can always revisit this. I'll have the assets in here, so I can look into that. But just for tonight's stream, I'm not going to do that. I'm just whipping together the thing. So I'm going to go for this blue and yellow, and that's basically going to go along this section here. I'm thinking for the back, we can just have like if we just have like a cardboard back, I think a cardboard back would be good. So I'm just trying to think about the other. So where we've got this going along, we're going to need I want to create like a little, I don't know, some pattern against the white background. I think would be nice, because that way the product will stand out, I think. Maybe like a pale grey. No, definitely not. Yeah, it's a nice grid. I'm just playing around here, guys. Well done, RP. That's good, dude. I don't know why that's come out yellow. I wonder if that's because I've... I don't know what I've done to this. Oh my god, dude. Quite like that. I have no idea what I'm fucking around with here. Like... Just bear with me, guys. Can't even see the... I did just turn off. Why have we got colour overlay? I've removed that. Sorry guys, I know this might be boring, but I just want to make something cool. I mean, if we went for a white background, so we got blue, the blue and the yellow on the left, and then if we had a blue tag, and then this part could maybe be white. Oh, I'm gonna try that. Yeah. Just looking at the size of that. If I just scale that down. You are the chef of your art, souffle. I'm not the best artist. I've literally got a reference image in front of me of different just looking at different brands and how they've done it. Right, I've got an idea. Got empty space there. It's not very good use of the texture, is it? Because I know we're only going to use a smidge of this for the other thing. Like I say, guys, actually, I think the hang tag. The hang tag should be blue. That's true. Yeah, that's a good idea, Krabetti. Fuck's sake. Right, let's just do that. Save that. We're gonna... Right. File, export, sealed pen, save. Sorry about that, guys. Right, so this cardboard back, new, pen, cardboard back. Image, organize, there we go. Okay. So at the moment, sealed pen. Sealed pen. Right, so... Okay. So, oh, we need to mark the seams. Nice, dude! Guys, I've got a tiny dot on my monitor. And I thought it was a fucking vertex. It looked like a vertex. Fuck. Oh, that's funny. Right, hold on. Can these ones move? No. Let me just... Right. Let's take the ones. Alright, so this one is for that. Put that there. This one is for the white one. And then you can move things in UV. That's what I'm doing. I'm moving them around. Okay. I don't think that looks too bad. Okay, guys, this is the bit. No, like you tried to move the hanger thing out of the package, but it wasn't connected. Ah, right, okay. Okay. So what, just disabling that? So, just saying disabled. Okay, guys, this is the thing that I've not done before. I found a video on this. Okay, I'll just disable that, bro. Okay, so this is something that I've not done before. And this is basically where we're going to plastic wrap this, because you do get that on a lot of shelved products. I'm a little nervous. Right, so select the objects. Hold on. Select the objects you want to wrap. So just those two. Duplicate them. Okay. And then join them. Okay. And then we need to add a cube. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to hide the other two. So now we add a cube. In edit mode, right click, subdivide. Bro, subdivide, set a number of cuts to 30. So how much? And the modifier tab, shrink wrap. Okay. Set it to your joined objects. Dude! Fix the clip in, offset. So 0.1 roughness. Transmission 1. Surely it would just be that. Okay, so what we need to do, we need it to... fuck. That looks pretty cool. I mean, look at that. That is pretty freaking cool. But what I want... What I should have done... What I should have done is... Right, so it's just shrink wrap 0. Right, let me just redo that. Basically, we want the cube we don't want the plastic lip. There we go. I've never used this shrink wrap modifier. It's pretty fucking cool. It's really fucking cool. Sorry for the language, guys, but when you swear, you know it's cool. Right, so... Right, that's the cube. And then we add the shrink wrap modifier. And then we've got to subdivide it. I forgot. Is 4 enough? There we go. Right, I see. Hmm. There we go. That's a fucking load of tries, though. That's a lot of tries, isn't it, guys? What are your thoughts on that? To get the shrink wrap effect, put a solidify modifier on it. What, on the cube? I mean, that's got a very nice shrink wrap. I'm just concerned with the amount of props in the level. If there's like 50 of these pens, it's a lot of tries. But that is literally... It's encased how I want it to be. Yeah. Let's apply the shrink wrap. I mean, to be fair, you know what we could do, guys? The underside doesn't need to be plastic. So all of these faces, how many do we save there? 102. We can get rid of all of those faces and snap these. Like, yeah, look, there's a lot of fucking... There's a lot of shit there where we could just snap them to the existing kind of shape of that one, you know? That's what I would do. Let me because there's no, you wouldn't have the plastic on the back. Sometimes you do, but so what we can do is, but we don't want any Z fighting. So I think the best thing to do, hold on, why is there what? Why am I getting Z fighting right on the edge? You see here, there's loads of fucking unnecessary geometry there. I'm just wondering how best to tidy that up. And we don't really want that Z fighting because that'll be Viola, GG. Okay, well that's got the shrink wrap down. The fuck? Did I not have... Ah, there we go. This is very therapeutic, guys. I love modelling. Does anyone else love modelling? Right, I would say... that's... I would say that's done, wouldn't you guys? In terms of actually, hold on. Beaucious? Beaucious, is that a word, bro? Right. I would say that is shrink wrapped. Let me just send... I need to send this to my friend. Bear with me, guys. You could remove couple loops that go from left to right if you really wanted to lower it more. I mean, I'm happy with it as it is. I know it will save on the tries a bit, but then I'll get Engons, and we need well, I'm happy with how that looks. It'll be interesting to see how it looks in Engine. And we will be jumping into Unreal very soon, guys, now that we've modelled the pen. What do you guys think on that? I know that the texture might not be optimised. I mean, this is the texture. There's a lot of wasted space there. But in terms of how it looks there, I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out for a shrink-wrapped, stylish pen. What do you guys think? Fuck's sake. Oh, dude. Okay, right, so let's... Right, so now that we've done that... Right, this is going to be the interesting bit. So... that one. This one here... I should call this shrink wrap sealed pen, so we know that's that. So that's the shrink wrap for that particular model, and then this here is the combination of the pen and the cardboard back. So if I go into the shading, this was my concern. Do you remember? Okay. So it's got pen metal, pen body, and pen cardboard back. So it's actually got the 3 separate slots for those individual things. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to rename this sealed pen base, as in like it's the backup. Right, and now what I can do is, I'm scared to do this. So that's the cardboard back. Hold on, fucking hell. Why am I not seeing that? Right, that's the pen. That's the cardboard back. Okay, so we'll turn those off. And then the cardboard back is that, and then that is the shrink wrap. So I'm gonna duplicate this, and as a backup, I'm gonna call it base sealed pen shrink wrap. So basically, if I did fuck something up, I've got the backup. I'm fucked. You will probably want to keep the shrink wrap part separate because you will need to have it transparent. Hang 10 G to G. Okay, take care, RP. I don't know what hang 10 means. If you're going, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next stream. You'll probably want to keep the shrink wrap parts separate. But when I export this as an asset, I don't really want two separate game objects. It needs to be one, doesn't it? Because I don't want two separate components in the game engine. You don't think that if I joined these two together it would... So essentially I'd need two components in Unreal, right? So we'd have the shrink wrap for sealed pen and then the cardboard base. Or this part. The pen and the cardboard as one object, and then the shrink wrap as a second. Okay. Alright. Alright, not a problem. So... Okay, I'll call this SM underscore... There we go. Alright, so... This is sealed pen black then. So let's just create... Right, give me some colours, guys. I want some colour suggestions from you guys for the pen. We need 4 more variants. So 4 colours. Any 4 colours, guys. What colours are you picking? Oh, gold. I like that. Nice. Good choice. There you go, gold. Nice, that's a very nice choice, dude. Red, blue, black. Ugh. You just got to pick one colour, Cabretti. No, I'm just going solid colours. I don't want to mix up the colours, because when it comes to the game, there'll be a label for each game object, and I don't want to label it as pen, black, red, green, blue, whatever. It's just one single colour. It's a good choice there, Binary. I like that gold. I'd buy that. If the price is right. Any more colours, guys? Oh, those were your 3 separate suggestions, Krabetti. Well, I wasn't saying all 3 of them. That's what I thought you meant. As in, literally, a red, blue, and a black pen. I was like, Jesus. Jesus. A blue. Okay, so red and blue. Right, let's do blue. Anyone else drop a comment? Have we still got YouTube chat? And no one's chatting on YouTube. Fine. Okay, so a red and a blue. Binary, you pick the last colour then, dude. Pink. Oh my god. Pink! Jesus. Right, let's make this a nice blue. Oh, I like that. Nice. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And then there was a red, I think. Wait, A, B, C. Oh, there is. Yeah, sorry, I'm going a bit nuts. Pen body A, B, C, D. So D can be the red. Oh, I like that one. I can't wait to see this in Engine, guys. I'm really happy with my pen, you know. The pen itself, I quite like how I've styled that. It looks really cool. I really, really like that. That's cool. Pink. Oh my god, that's 2 for pink. Okay. You asked for it, guys. You asked for pink to make the boys wink. Oh god. Bloody pink. Next you're going to be asking for rainbows. How's that? I don't mind that shade of pink. Any brighter and it'll just make you feel a bit sick. You happy with that? That's a nice pink. It's a dark pink. Okay. Right. Black, blue, gold, pink, red. Ship it. I was just going to say, guys, we've got 5 assets there. And then we've got... and then we've got white paper, purple, orange, green, and blue. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. So essentially we've got 10 more assets for the game. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to boil the kettle, I'm going to stop the stream. I'll literally make another coffee and then I'll be back straight away in another stream, but it will be the Unreal Engine. When I do modelling and then game dev in Engine, I like to have them as separate streams because I have 2 playlists, one for Unreal, one for Blender, so I don't like mixing the stuff when I can. So I will literally be back in 5 minutes, guys. If you enjoyed the stream and you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, you can follow to stay up to date. If you want to see more of my streams, I've got YouTube playlists for Blender, Unreal, and Unity. So feel free to check those out. I'll be back in 5, guys. Thanks for watching. See you.